Swift transportation.
There's red, blue, and then there's green. Your station
Swift transportation.
no matter whose idea that is. At Kfi Am 640, we give you all the news you need in a variety of opinions. You wake up your own mind, open to no one. Live, local, and independent. Kfi Am 640 is made for independent people like you.
Swift transportation.
And good morning on a Friday afternoon here in the morning crew. Well, tonight the Dodgers facing the San Francisco Giants this early tonight, and we're right in the playoffs. This is an interesting story about what a California lawmaker did. San Francisco, Los Angeles. What if you're in Northern California and you're asked, which one? I don't know. Yeah, it gets interesting. Big rivalry, incidentally, of course, as you know, between the Giants and the Dodgers. Matter of fact, it may be the biggest rivalry in baseball. Climate change. I want to do a story about climate change real quickly. And we've said many, many times that climate change has affected us. And have you noticed that you're not hearing much about how climate change doesn't exist, how it's a hoax? No, not really. I mean, I think people are pretty well accepted, especially when you're watching news or hearing about these insane floods going on in the eastern part of the country, and these snowstorms wipe people out in the northeast. And then look at the wildfires here in California. We're in for a long haul. So there's a little bit of science behind it. How do these heat waves hit Southern California? Well, it begins with a ridge of high pressure that builds over Nevada or Mexico and then comes in, sweeps into us, bringing very hot temperatures along with it. Then comes the next jab. And this is where we have not spent much time talking about it because we just talk about the heat. Although there's more to it. The next jab is right after that, a mass of humid air created by the warm ocean water just off the northern coast of Baja moves in from the southeast, and they combine, and they deliver a deadly blow. A climate scientist at NASA, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, who is looking at this, Glenn Hewley, says, we understand pretty well now how and why they form these climate incidents. But he's noted and documented a shift towards hotter, more humid heat waves. It's almost like these heat waves have changed their personality, shifting to warmer and more humid nighttime events. Now, what is important, and we don't talk about that. We talk about the heat. We talk about how dangerous the heat is when it hits triple digits, and how people without air conditioning, and that most of us have it, but there are people who can't afford it, can't afford the power bills, etc. Because as we talked yesterday with Dean Sharp, our power bill doubles, triples, quadruples during the summer when we run our AC. What really adds to the danger is the humidity. It's the humidity. So we have the West's hottest periods, more frequent, more persistent, more humid, which we really don't think about, and that makes it more lethal. Now, in California, they don't talk about it. All we get is, here's the heat. Well, in California and some other states, key strategies that are not being implemented can protect the vulnerable and actually save lives. People are dying because we don't have the strategies necessary. Urban cooling measures, better warning systems remain a pretty low priority. Now, wildfires are a high priority. So we get plenty of warning and there's plenty of coverage. But when is the last time you heard about how dangerous humidity is? And it is. It's dangerous. I mean, there it is. It's been measured. Climatologist says there's still time to slash the buildup of greenhouse gases. However, all we can do is break even, and we have a very dangerous level of carbon dioxide that's accumulated in the atmosphere. And that CO2 is, in fact, the reason that all of this crazy weather is happening all over the world. So we can stop it or even slow it down, but let's say we stop it completely. We're able to bring the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere at basically zero emission, right? It's still going to take decades for the carbon dioxide to be somehow absorbed. And the oceans absorb, and and they're doing it with technology. I think Denmark has these carbon sinks and these massive plants where carbon is actually carbonized, much like you saw in Star Wars with Han Solo being carbonized, and giant. It looks like concrete pillars, and that's primarily carbon dioxide, and that's put back in the earth, and it just sucks out of the oxygen. Carbon dioxide. I mean, that's where the technology is there, and we have to make we may have to go there because, well, I mean, those of us that are over 50, over 60, I mean, it's not going to really help us, our kids and grandkids. And when you think about it, you really care about your kids and grandkids. You're going to be dead anyway. That's my thinking. Incidentally, it's been since the 1980s scientists have documented the shift to hotter, more humid nights. Which is a lethal combination. Why? Because here's what happens with humidity, these humid heat waves, and why they're more dangerous. Because you have this muggy air that's moisture-laden, it's full of moisture. That makes sweating less effective. Sweating sheds heat from the body through evaporation. That's how we cope with it. And if the climate doesn't allow you to shed heat, particularly people that are at risk, elderly people, people with compromised systems, of course, it's just more difficult dealing with it. So something we didn't know is a combination of humidity and the heat itself. And some changes are going to come. National Weather Service bases its heat advisories and watches and warnings on already established thresholds. Heat index, minimum, maximum temperature, duration of the heat. They don't add humidity to it. And now it has to be updated, which it is being done. And the Weather Service is now looking at, they have to, new models, new methods of forecasting heat risks, including humidity, which is a big part of these heat waves that are coming in more so. So it's hotter. The periods of these heat waves are longer. We know that. They're more dangerous, and they're more humid because of simply the way climate change is working. Coming up, the interesting story about private prisons. Let me tell you what the Biden administration did right at the very beginning of his tenure as president. I mean, within days. No more private prisons. There is a loophole you can drive a Mack truck through, and I'm going to tell you about that. Kfi Am 640, Handel here. Let's check in with Layla Mohammed.
The operator of a German container ship says it's no longer being investigated for the oil spill off the coast of Huntington Beach. A bill to raise the federal debt limit to $480 billion until the beginning of December has been passed in the Senate. It now heads to the House for approval. Google and YouTube will soon no longer allow ads to appear next to content that denies climate change. The platforms will also ban ads that promote that type of content. We're checking out traffic next.
I'm Susan Owen, managing partner at OPO Law, where we've had a 98% success rate on over 10,000 personal injury cases. One case that holds a special place in my heart is when we represented a 6-year-old girl who was tragically hit by a car in front of her home. Despite this little girl's horrible injury, the driver offered nothing. I took it to trial and the jury awarded her $25 million. Let me repeat that. A $0 offer, and the jury awarded our client $25 million. For over 4 decades, OPO Law has gone to battle with the insurance companies, and injured victims have received over $1 billion. We don't accept the insurance companies' lowball offers, and we are not afraid to take your case to court and fight hard to get you the money you deserve. If you've been injured, call 888-OPO-WINS for a free consultation.
OPO Law, the law firm insurance companies fear most.
I would be honored to handle your case.
Stock up on all your self-care essentials at Whole Foods Market. Take 25% off all beauty, bath, and body and personal care through October 10th while supplies last. Plus, Prime members save an extra 10%. Learn more on the Whole Foods Market app.
Cloudy with a chance for rain, highs in the 60s. This report brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Let's head to a crash in East LA.
You betcha. Well, a problem in East LA interchange, which is in Boyle Heights, by the way, if you're new to Los Angeles, you get used to this stuff. But it's eastbound Santa Monica Freeway, transition to the north bottom from there, the car hit center divider. But it's really jamming up everything. The whole East LA interchange itself is just real slow in all directions. Even the South 101 now, coming down from the 4 level, there's a problem before the East 10 transition. That's kind of slow coming down from around City Hall. And northbound's really a crawl until you get through the 4 level. Now, a problem on the Arroyo Seco Parkway, northbound 110, via Marisol, that's where the freeway kind of sweeps to the right. There's a car spun out. Everybody's okay, but traffic approaching full speed, so please be careful. And to Pomona now, East 10 past 71, white lane blocked there by a rig issue. It's really made the north and south 57 transition to the East 10 real slow. Once you get past that, things are pretty good. Kfi Am, the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Ball.
This report is sponsored by the San Bernardino County Transportation Authority. Attention I-10 freeway drivers. Freeway and ramp closures are coming up for the I-10 Express Lanes project. Don't get stuck. For dates and detours, visit GoSBCTA.com. That's GoSBCTA.com for more information on the I-10 Express Lanes project.
At Ralph's, fresh groceries are our thing, so we check your delivery order for freshness at every step from farm to store and pick and pack every veggie in your free pickup order with care, because we treat your food the way we want ours to be treated. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Now it's even easier to save on your favorites with delivery and free pickup. Just visit Ralphs.com or the app today. Restrictions apply. Ralphs, fresh for everyone. Amco presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that Amco's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that Amco offers a nationwide warranty.
And AMCO offers payment plan options for almost any credit situation. So it's easier than ever to fix it fast and pay it off slow.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
Amazon delivery service partners are hiring full-time delivery drivers to meet growing customer demand. Receive competitive compensation of at least $18.50 per hour at select stations, plus benefits and a sign-on bonus of $2,000 from participating DSPs if you apply now. No delivery experience required. Must be 21 years or older. Terms apply. Apply today at www.amazon.com/LA delivery driver. That's www.amazon.com/LA delivery driver.
LA Kings hockey is back on October 14th as the Kings kick off the season against the Vegas Golden Knights. All fans in attendance receive an LA Kings t-shirt presented by Valley Sports West. Tickets are available at lakings.com/opening night.
Sign on the line. GBA True Mortgage is a fair housing lender. NMLS 1626699. The following example is a 30-year term at 2.625% on a loan amount of $300,000 with a 50% LTV. Primary residence only and with a 740 FICO score.
Rates are at all-time lows, but you hear a lot of conflicting information about what that means to you exactly.
The team at True Mortgage wants to show you how affordable a true loan can actually be and how much it might cost you each month.
If you've got a $300,000 loan and you're paying a dime more than $1,250 a month, you must call True Mortgage now at 833-66-FASTER or go to TrueNow.com to see what they can do to make your monthly payment more affordable.
$1,250 per month on a $300,000 loan. It's true, and they can help you get into a super affordable monthly payment and help you immediately.
Have a $400,000 loan, merely add another $400 per month, and so on. It is simple math and an even easier payment, but as Chairman Powell said, rates will go up, so call today.
True Mortgage, 833-66-FASTER or TrueNow.com. That's 833-66-FASTER or dial pound 250 and use the keywords True Mortgage.
When Bill and I needed new windows over 20 years ago, we picked a company we thought would do a good job. We were so disappointed.
So we saw a genuine need for a company with strong character, one that people could have faith in.
American Vision Windows was born right then and there.
What sets American Vision Windows apart is easily the culture. Their greatest investment is in their employees, and it shows.
It was a great experience. I couldn't have asked for anything better.
I've been in the construction trade for 35 years. The level of quality of products that they use for their prep work was top-notch.
American Vision Windows continues to revolutionize the home improvement industry one customer at a time while changing the lives of our employees for the better. It's so simple.
Happy employees, Happy customers. For a limited time, American Vision Windows will pay the tax. Plus, you won't need to make payments for 6 whole months. Call 888-226-9908. That's 888-226-9908. Or visit AmericanVisionWindows.com. On approved credit, not all applicants will qualify. Some restrictions apply. Call or see website for details. Offer ends 10/31/2021. CSLB number 778326.
Welcome in fall with Stater Brothers. California-grown yellow peaches are just 99 cents a pound. Spice them up with new Tajín Chamoy sauce for only $1.99. And beef and tri-tip roasts are only $4.99 a pound. Savings all season long with Stater Brothers Markets.
A multi-million-dollar property stripped from a black family 100 years ago could soon be returned.
The city of Manhattan needs to use the law to commit a crime.
A close look at racial injustice and reparations.
Colluding together with the Ku Klux Klan to terrorize our family.
I'm Corbin Carson. Join me for KFI News presents This Sand is My Sand, the stolen legacy of Versus Beach.
KFI News presents
Tomorrow night at 8
on KFI.
And good morning, Joe Handel. It is a Friday morning, October the 8th. Elon Musk announced yesterday Tesla is relocating its headquarters from Palo Alto to Austin, Texas, although the car manufacturing facility up in Fremont will actually be expanded. But the headquarters in Texas are not going to go to California anymore. By the way, Tesla is not alone. HP, Hewlett-Packard, is moving to Texas. Oracle last year announced it's moving to Austin, just like Tesla. So some big corporations are moving. Although Amazon announced that it's going to double its workforce in, I think, the administrative side in Culver City, and so they're doubling their the number or the square footage that they're renting. So figure. Now, a story about private prisons, and this has been going on for quite a while, and that is we don't have room anymore in our prisons. Either do the feds in federal prison, of which we have several in California. And so how they were able to deal with it is, this is a federal story, is simply hire out private prisons. And there are corporations, big corporations, that do that. They house prisoners, and they're under contract with the government. Well, the president, very early, and this is one of his campaign promises, said, we're going to get rid of private prisons. Nope. No more private prisons, because they're for-profit, which means they do it as cheaply as possible. And the inmates are not going to get, I guess, the same service as they would, the same protection, I guess the same quality food, the same security as they would in a federal prison. Although a lot of people that say, we don't care. Give them bologna for every meal. Give them ersatz bologna. Give them sawdust bologna that has sawdust in it. Now, very few people actually care. So what Biden did is say no more private prisons. We don't want for-profit corporations running our prisons. All right, so he canceled a bunch of contracts, or said when the contract is up, we're going to cancel. So what do you do with the prisoners? We're not building any more prisons. We're already at capacity, the prisons. So the only way out is to actually put the prisoners or keep the prisoners in private prisons. So how do they do that? And at the same time cut all the contracts with private prisons so the inmates don't go there, federal inmates. Well, they go there, and they will continue to go there. And why is that? Well, because the feds can't contract with these private prisons anymore, but the counties and the states can. This is a federal law. This has to do with federal prisons. So here is what they're doing. God, I love loopholes, and this one is a beaut. What the feds do is they contract with the state and the counties and say, we'll pay you, state and counties, to house federal prisoners. And, it's not going to cost you anything because we're going to pay you for all the expenses. Maybe make a little bit of money on it. Okay, we'll do it. Now, county and state, there's no room for the prisoners, but they can contract with these for-profit prisons. So, wow, federal prisoners stay in private prisons because the feds are contracting with the states, which they're allowed to do, And then the states or the counties primarily contract with the for-profit. How is that for a campaign promise made and a campaign promise fulfilled? It is really important to the Biden administration that it can say no for-profit prisons. Wow. And these are detainees of the U.S. Marshal Service. They're awaiting trial or they're already incarcerated. And these prisoners or the counties are paid a per diem rate, which they turn around and, of course, pay for profit. So there's no direct relationship. January's executive order that came in right after the inauguration has been fulfilled. And how about that? Now, even though imprisonment rates in the U.S. have fallen since 2010, still, I mean, to this day, private facilities house about 16% of all federal prisoners. And that is, well, considering the number of prisoners we have, I mean, 16% doesn't seem like a big figure, but when you talk about real numbers, it is huge. And why? Because the United States, between county and state and the feds, have more prisoners than any place in the world by a long shot. We're just really good at imprisoning people. And we're letting prisoners go, and even with that, the numbers still remain high. And then there's the whole discussion, which is for another day, another topic, and that is releasing prisoners early because of the overcrowding and what federal judges have said. So it is a mess. It is truly a mess. And you also have California. You've got the prison guards in California, one of the most powerful unions that exists, which is why prison guards can make $100,000 a year easily with all the overtime. And that's one of the best paid professions. It's this little secret. You want a good job, you want a state job in which you get paid buckets of money, and the benefits are insane. Become a prison guard in a California state prison. You'll do just fine. Coming up, KFI News. This sand is my sand. Remember the Bruce Beach story? Corbin Carson has a series. I mean, he has come up with it and spent a lot of time with it, and we will share that story. And coming up at 9:30, it's Foodie Friday, so we've got a lot coming up yet. This is KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Conway, evenings, KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Oil spill keeps beaches closed. I'm Layla Muhammad, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. An oil spill in Orange County will be keeping beach lovers at bay for a while.
U.S. Coast Guard Captain Rebecca Orr says she can't give a specific time yet on when beaches that are closed will reopen.
We continue to see, as we do these daily continuous assessments, oil on the beaches in the form of tar balls and patties, so anything from 1 inch to a few inches.
800 crew members are still working to clean beaches in the area. Many beaches in Orange County are allowing people to walk on the sand, but keep a distance from the water. In Huntington Beach, Blake Trolley, KFI News.
Tar balls have started washing up on beaches in the North County of San Diego. The county's Health and Human Services Agency says it's not sure if they're from the oil spill off the coast of Orange County. It says natural geological processes can cause tar balls to wash ashore, but visible oil hasn't been seen off the North County. People in LA County now have to show proof of a COVID-19 vaccination to have a good time inside.
Want to hit a bar, lounge, nightclub, brewery, winery, or distillery? Bring your CDC card or a digital passport, and if you're over 18, also bring your ID.
There isn't really any point in getting angry with the staff. These establishments are doing their very best to add layers of protection for their workers and customers as required by the Public Health Department.
Health Director Barbara Ferrer says one dose is okay for now, but November 4th, you'll have to show proof that you're fully vaccinated. Steve Gregory, KFI News.
LA County Sheriff Alex Villanueva says he's not going to enforce the county's COVID-19 vaccine requirement in his department.
The issue has become so solidified, there are entire groups of employees now willing to be fired and laid off rather than get vaccinated.
Villanueva says he does not want to lose up to 10% of his workforce because of the mandate when he's already dealing with staff shortages. Light rain has been falling over parts of SoCal since the early hours. National Weather Service meteorologist Kristen Stewart says it's unusual to have any measurable rain in October.
Usually, we're starting to look at our wind pattern, the hot and dry, and then more like November, December, January, in that kind of time frame, you'll see more rain.
Stewart says no more than a quarter inch of rain is expected to fall in most places. She says the wet weather is expected to move out by this afternoon. At least 4 people have been killed because of flooding in Alabama. ABC's Elwin Lopez says up to 13 inches of rain fell in northern and central parts of the state Wednesday night and into yesterday.
In the Birmingham area, a flash flood emergency trapping families inside their homes. The National Weather Service calling it a particularly dangerous situation.
Officials say many people were trapped and swept away when the quickly falling rain caused creeks and lakes to overflow into the street. A bill to raise the federal debt limit to $480 billion until the beginning of December has been passed in the Senate. The bill will now go to the House for approval. Lawmakers have until October 18th to raise the debt limit, or the U.S. will default on its debt. Economists say the jobs numbers for September are lower than they expected. A Labor Department report shows employers added 194,000 new jobs to the market. One area of decline was in education. Senior market strategist at TD Ameritrade, Sean Cruz, says it was because of COVID-19.
Some areas are still struggling with what's going on with the Delta variant. That is why you saw a lot of softness there. There are some areas that are going back, but I don't think it's the full-fledged.
The Labor Department says the unemployment rate is down to 4.8%. And the governor of Texas has sent a letter to President Biden appealing FEMA's denial of an emergency disaster declaration for the state over the border crisis. Governor Greg Abbott says the federal government's failure to enforce immigration laws has led to substantial burdens on local and state resources.
President Joe Biden has caused a humanitarian crisis and chaos on our border.
Abbott and 10 other Republican governors were in Mission, Texas, to call on Biden to take action, including reinstating the wait in Mexico policy and building the wall. Let's head to the 110 in downtown LA.
You betcha. Good morning. Thanks for taking us along for the ride. As always, if you missed Layla's weather report, it's wet. Okay, that's the bottom line. It's not our figure. It's really sick. So please, be careful. Now, starting out Union downtown Los Angeles, down close to the Convention Center, southbound 110, close to around the 9th Street area before the 110. Then crash with person hurt. Fire department CHP is responding. Little throw. And then a lot farther south, south 110 just passed the 105. Before El Segundo, a bunch of drivers tangled up here. Fast lane is blocked and you kind of slow approaching, so be careful. Now back to the downtown Los Angeles there, around the 4 level 4, the south 101 still jammed going down towards the 10. There's some earlier problems there. Northbound the crawl coming up from East Lansing, so a little patience required. Northbound 101, by the way, once you get past about Echo Park, you should be okay. Now going to Pomona, no fun at all here. A tricky transition. East 10 past the 71, got a rig issue in lane. North and South 57, 2 of the East 10, real slow. Once you get past that, pretty good job out towards 15. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Barr.
Tonight begins the National League Division Series playoffs between the Dodgers and the Giants. The boys in blue will put Walker Buehler on the mound at Oracle Park while the Giants are going with Jordan Webb. Manager Dave Roberts notes that tonight's matchup is as good for the sport as it is historic.
It's what baseball wants. Giants, Dodgers, one of the great rivalries in sports, and
First pitch is set for 6:37 live on AM 579 Sports by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo, good times. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
Do your teeth need serious help? And now that we can see your teeth, as mask mandates actually are disappearing. Yesterday I went to a restaurant, Norm's, and no mask. Well, I can't have masks when you eat, and people can see you, especially when you eat with no teeth. Disgusting. By the way, I had their chicken fried steak. It wasn't all that good. In any case, if you want your teeth to look good, if you want your mouth to look good, better than it ever has probably, you may consider Cunning Dental's new permanent teeth in a day procedure done while you sleep. And literally, you sit in a dentist chair, and a few hours later...
Sorry.
I mean, they don't come out. These aren't dentures. They look natural. They feel like your real teeth. They're stronger, more resistant than real teeth. The cracking and chipping and staining. and they're yours. You'll bite and chew like you used to, smile in photos again, and it's all done in one day while sleeping. Tomorrow there's a free seminar in Irvine. You'll meet the patient, you'll see the procedure, you'll get an idea of how all of this works. And you can get $1,500 off your procedure. That expires November 30th. They offer no money down payment plan, approval of credit. Call 888-640-SMILE, 888-640-SMILE. That's 888. Hey, it's Gary, Medicare Annual 640-SMILE. Hey, it's Gary. Medicare annual enrollment is here. It's time for Medicare moving forward with Scan Health Plan. Scan is a comprehensive Medicare Advantage plan with new cost-saving benefits. Plans for 2022 may include a $125 monthly give-back, lower out-of-pocket costs, more included dental coverage, and more. To learn more, call Scan Health Plan at 1-855-479-7226, TTY 711, or ask your local agent about Scan. Call Scan to see if you qualify. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
The KFI financial report brought to you by Bay Alarm. The Dow is up 20.